Greetings, metal community. It's Roger back with another kind of a death metal journey. I've been like, since I started with the two Finnish bands, kind of thinking just taking country by country. So I made one with just German bands, and now I'm concentrating on the UK or England. I don't know what you prefer over there. You can say UK, and you English guys can tell me what you prefer. And you know, this is kind of stepping on Liam's feet in a way, because he just started a UK death metal series. That's not why I'm showing his band, you know, Consecration. In the background we are playing Fragilium from 2019. This is doom death. I would say the guitar or the riffing is kind of traditional doom, but with much heavier sound and with very nice, deep, throaty death vocals. They go from very slow to kind of more like up tempo in that genre. Nice with variation, very slow introductions on some of the songs, and yeah, kind of nice build-ups. Great album, this one. And I discovered this band back in 2014 with the Ephemerality. That was probably wrong, but who cares? Again, this is kind of more doom, traditional doom sounding. I think the guitars are a little bit drier and a little more towards the traditional doom, and might also the songwriting be a little bit more. I feel that the newer album is more towards the death doom, or more death in the sound. But yeah, great and cool songs, and really nice kind of build-ups in the songs. You're kind of expecting something to happen, but you don't know when it happens. And yeah, and they speed up once in a while, if you can call it speed when it comes to this type of music. But you know what I mean. When bands in this genre play a little bit faster, it's really cool. And as I said, I love the vocals. When you have this juicy, throaty vocals, that's fitting the music very well. Then we are going on to one of my favorite English or UK band. They are not active anymore, unfortunately, and that's in Dissonance. And the first album or EP was the Neptunian. This is a 2-song or 3-song EP and a couple of demo songs, I think. I don't remember. This one is borderlining funeral doom. It's death doom, but funeral doomish as well. A great band. I love every one of the 4 releases they have. Then they came out with 2006 the Noctable Listen. A little bit more tempo in this, if you can, as I said, tempo in that style. Kind of more yeah, but it's long songs, long albums. It can be tiresome if you're not in the mood for this slow music, but yeah, I think it's great songwriting, and I love this kind of music. You can just put it on and relax to it and enjoy it. Yeah. Then in when did this album come out? I don't remember. Maybe it stands there, but nevertheless, it's the Vessels of Light and Decay. You know, this is a digipack with a pretty heavy booklets with some pictures and lyrics, and it's the same style, you know. They don't change much from album to album, and that might be why they stopped doing this. I don't know if they got bored. I think they should have kept on because it's excellent stuff. Then the last album called 3 came out in 2015, or I should have checked that out before. I think it was 2015 and maybe 2016. Nevertheless, the last album, excellent stuff. You know, death doom, funeral death doom, whatever you want to call it. Slow, heavy, long songs, long albums. Just what you want from this style. Then we're gonna change the pace quite a bit, and this outfit here has not produced much. I'm talking about Sarpanitum. This is their Fragilium EP that came out somewhere in time. Forgot that as well. Great stuff. This is kind of just brutal death metal with great solos. The second album came out in, I'm pretty sure it's 2005, but I'm not sure. 2007 they released Despoilment of Origin. Again, brutal death metal with great melodic solos, or like leads in a way. Just fantastic stuff. The only kind of annoying thing about this is the bass drums are kind of too monotonous, but killer brutal stuff. And yeah, I love this album as well. But in 2015, you know, they're not very productive. They gave out a masterpiece. It was 2015, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, the album is called Blessed Be My Brothers. Blessed Be My Metal Brothers. This is a killer album. I mean, there were 2 albums in 2015 that really blew my mind. This is one of them. It's still very brutal. It's still that kind of annoying double bass drums, but you know, the leads here and they have a very melodic lead guitar over the brutal death metal. What was on the previous album was kind of more melodic, great solos in a way, but here is much more lead guitars and solos. They kind of yeah, it's just like beautiful leads over brutal music, and it kind of reminds me a little bit about Obsesqua from I think US. It's a black metal version of this. I think it's the same leads, this kind of floating atmospheric leads going over some brutal death metal. Great vocals. Again, the drumming could have been better. You know, the guy Leon Macy, who's in Mithras, or he was in this band, but he's no longer in this band. And just a killer album. If you haven't heard Sarpanitum, and go and check out this album. It's just a killer release. Fantastic stuff. And talking about Leon Macy, he was his band is Mitros. I think Mitros is more known or more talked about than Sarpanitum. This is I think the first album that came out in 2004, and this is for me a lot of Morbid Angel in the domination era in a way, both in guitar's tone and also the drum work. Still, you know, as he does in Sarpanitum, is the bass drums are a bit annoying when you just play one tempo with them all the time, and they kind of stand out a little bit too much in the production. You know, it is his drumming style, and you know, it's just me nitpicking, but I would have wanted him to be more variated in his bass drum styles. Then they released 2, 3 or 4 more albums. Then in 2016 they came with this album called Strange Loops, and this is kind of changing the style, or not changing the style, but here we get way more variation in the music. It's a great album, and they've kind of evolved a lot on the 2 last albums, but this is Strange Loops is a kind of a fitting title because there's a lot of things going on, and I think he have learned something from his time in Sarpanitum, because he also have this kind of floating atmospheric, but here it's more like solos. It's signed by the man, and my copy is like 76 out of 100. I ordered this straight from the band when it came out, and cool to get it signed. Yeah, so if you want some, this is kind of a weird, it's wrong to say atmospheric death metal, but there's a lot of things going on here, and it's a pretty cool album, and yeah, more variated drumming, and kind of just stepped up the game on this one, and really cool stuff. Still has this Morbid Angel guitar tone sound to them, but the music is not, you know, comparable to Morbid Angel that way. And the last band that I pulled out is actually a Scottish band, so I have to call this UK death metal, and that's Man Must Die. This is kind of a brutal death metal, grind death metal band. There's a lot of you know, the napalm death feel to it. Brutal, you know, the vocalist is very brutal in his approach to this. This album came out in 2004. The first. Then a couple of years later, in 2007, they came out with The Human Condition. And you know, the lyrics are kind of in the same vein as Napalm Death, you know, talking about politics, environmental and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, really brutal grind death band, and as I said, the vocalist is pure madness. It's kind of a little bit deeper than Barney, but he has the same energy in a way. Then in 2000 and yeah, good question. I don't remember. I think it was around 9 or 10. Well, it doesn't say anywhere, so. But No Tolerance for Imperfection, and this album is just absolute killer. You know, Kill It, Skin It, Wear It. It's just a killer song. That's absolute killer stuff. So if you like, you know, death metal with the grind approach, without being grindcore or anything, it's just grinding death metal, check that out. And then the 2013 they released the Peace Was Never an Option. This was kind of a slightly disappointing album. I don't know if they kind of used up the formula in a way. It's still a good album, but you know, compared to the No Tolerance for Imperfection, this is kind of a step down. They did release an EP last year or the year before that was better. So hopefully they will release a new album soon. It would be interesting to hear what they had to say. But do check it out. Man Must Die. Yeah, and that was all I had for the UK edition of this. There will be more UK bands and stuff like this, but I'm just going through some countries now. I have one Norwegian death metal pretty close to finished, and I also have a Polish edition as well. I'm just gonna showcase like 4 or 5 bands that I feel need to get some more attention and that I really enjoy. So I hope you like this kind of stuff. If not, don't watch it or tell me to do something better with my life. But hope you enjoy it, and vi kjøs.